it is a general problem. I may likely suggest if all other institutions have the same problem, I think the earlier the better we get their details of their submission concerning their personnel cost so that it will guide the committee. Without that, definitely when we've just passed this budget like this, there will be a terrible problem in the health sector pertaining to industrial crisis that may likely come up as a result of this, because workers will not be going to work without payment of salaries. So the line indicating that there was a project in 2015 for the school, for its equipment. But when he asks you, you say it was not completed, and in this commission of 30 million for self-accounting, you have not captured anything like that. That is what we are trying to say. If there is ongoing project for the school, which was not completed, why didn't you capture it?
No, there's equipment, there's protected equipment, even in this 2016 budget.
For the school?
Yes, for the school.
Okay. So there was no capital as such, capital in terms of building?
No.
For the school?
The building they have now is a new building.
It's a new building?
It was purpose-built for the school.
For the school?
Under the hospital's budget.
Okay. So you just capture it for continuation of buying of equipment for the school?
To meet the international standards.
Okay.
Actually, there's an international facilities and authorities worldwide. And we are proposing that they visit the school this year. So we need to put some things in place to ensure that they get accredited in a standard way by the ISPO.
All right.
Let's move on.
I don't know how long you have been in that institution, because from the look of things, like previously maybe there was like a kind of oil boom that you have a kind of cash flow that maybe made you to conceive on many projects. But now you are faced with the reality of the situation, and I can see that a lot of projects are now becoming abandoned. I don't know, because it looks like previously you had a kind of ambitious project budget, but now we are in the reality of situation. What we do, even the 160 now allocated to you for this, you say you will not even complete the priority.
Yeah.
This and that. Do you continue just leaving those projects abandoned? This is my concern. What informed the decision of having many capital projects, but now they are now becoming abandoned projects?
Thank you very much, sir. We want to do that, sir. Yes, exactly.
That was my earlier concern.
You're not doing it.
Despite the fact that you find yourself in a very terrible situation, but at least you have to prioritize according to the needs and then the needs. If you have done that, at least this problem of ongoing abandoned project that you are battling with will not arise. Though you are faced with problem, you want to solve the problem, with all buildings here and there, and somebody you want to get new ones, but the money was not there. So that was why I asked you, were you having a lot of money initially that made you initiate all these kind of projects that now you are finding it difficult to complete, sir?
When we started, yes, sir. When we started this project,
Even if in any organization, sir, no matter the problem, at least you just have to go according to how you can manage it. That was why I asked, were you there for long or you inherited it?
I inherited it, but I can say this categorically, sir.
All the same, I have some few observations. My concern about this shortfall on personnel, again, you have a balance of 144, and if you look at the first page, you say, which you indicated 200 and something. Are you saying that the money is available, but you are yet to access it so that you can pay the outstanding balance of doctors? We want to get it right. That is one. And despite the fact that my colleague has commended you, all the same, I think if you look at that, that template of page, oh, no page. The budgeted, okay, page 6. I think it will be better if you add a column in future that will indicate what the exact amount you use from your revenue, internally generated revenue. That will give the amount is released that you got from your release, and then the amount you utilize. Because if you look at it like in column, the expenditure, you mop it with what you have got from release. But if you itemize that aspect as the amount from internally generated, it will give it more. Yes. So thank you very much. He has 8.5.
Perfectly correct.
What we have is 8.8.
Right.
But despite all that, when you take his own projection of the increment, the promotion, and so on and so on, that will give you 12 point something.
Yes, sir.
So, but the area of our just difference is that between the 8.5 and 8.8. I hope you understand.
I understand,
so
sir.
we can say, okay, the difference between 8.8 and 8.5 will be less than your total of 12 billion.
Right, sir. Right, sir. I understand.
When I begin to talk about the shortfall.
Yes, sir.
Okay?
Yes, sir. I understand, sir.
You get this?
I understand it.
Because that is
perfectly.
the basis for
Yes, sir.
the whole calculation.
Yes, sir. And thank you, like you rightly said, before coming, to look at the nominal role, and then we made the projection based on that. But now that the figures are discordant, we will correct it to use the one that has been appropriated, and then we'll add on the others that were not put there to give us a total balance, and we'll take away. We'll be able to give you the exact figure of the shortfall, and when we make a correction. But the tabulation of the summary pages are on pages 2, for the salaries and personnel, pages 2, 3, and 4. These are the summary pages. Yes, sir. And on page 5, Mr. Chairman, is the capital release for the year, the proposed capital appropriation of 230 million. 904,795. And it has been broken down into infrastructure, hospital information management system, and then health medical equipment. The list of the various items are from page 6. The hospital lift are over 50 years old, and the model that we have, OT sleeve that we have, no longer works. There are 4 of them, and so we're intending to replace at least 2 to begin, and then for longevity, we have to put UPS for each of the lift, and the total cost comes to 128 million. That's on page 7. The device and the desire of the Honorable Minister is for us to expend less on paperwork and be able to capture information that we can relate to my colleagues in Maiduguri, my colleagues in Ebonyi State. But to do that, we need a robust hospital information management system. That's going to be a combination of software, deployment, acquisition of hardware, switches, cabling, routers, and that comes to a total of 50 million. And on page 8, we did what we call a needs assessment by writing to all the departments in the hospital and the areas where we know that we have urgent needs that we cannot meet up with our IGR, the equipment that are listed, at least to be able to meet up with the budget that has been appropriated. So the items to be procured for medical equipment, which cut across anesthesia department, the physiotherapy department, the laboratories, as well as the labor ward, intensive care unit, are all listed on page 8. And that's how we have actually spread out the amount of money that is provided for us on the capital vote. And finally, on page 11, Mr. Chairman, now the overhead is from page 9, right across. It's all based on envelope that was given to us, and it's been outlined from the ministry as stipulated. But on page 11, we then have the outsourced services, Part of the outsourced services, Mr. Chairman, was the security. When I was appointed in 2011, only one company had monopoly of security services in the hospital, and we had barrages of thefts of cars, breaking in and out of houses, and we had to now break the hospital into 4, and so that we can have different people responsible for different areas, and that has curtailed losses. It has also brought down the overall cost of the total number of guards that were being paid by the single company. So we have 4 companies that are in charge of our security, and then we have a total of 13 companies that are employed to do the cleaning services in various parts of the hospital. That spans from page 11 up onto page 13. And finally, our projection for 2016 as regards IGR is on page 14, and we hope that we'll be able to meet up with this. The Honorable that did ask about our targets has just left, but quite frankly, we also want to make propositions. Even though the values appear to be the same, we hope to be able to meet up because we have just recently instituted University College Hospital Ventures. We make blocks to repair the walls that break. We also have fish that we sell to the catering department, and we're in charge of the multipurpose hall where people come to do events and also bring some revenue. So we've actually projected that with these 3 ventures in place, we should be able to generate reasonably 22 million at the end of 2016. I should be able to remit 25% of that as stipulated by law, and that comes to 7.5 million. Thank you, sir.